Okay. Peeking out the volume. But, so first grade was at Wing School, which is now an apartment complex. So this was Wing School. They had a playground back here. And so, yeah, there's Wing School. So here's Wing School, and we're on the street corner here. But in sixth grade, because school started getting filled up, there was this little church building on the other side. This is only 2 lane back then, too. But there's this little annex building. And that's where the sixth grade classes went. It was over here where Paul Herman goes. There should be a little, that's a monument for Paul Herman. That he goes, how's this thing fly? Okay. And then I start running up here chasing him, and that's when Mr. Hayes came around the corner, and I ran into him, and he goes, what's going on here? Paul goes, I didn't do anything. Paul. Anyway, but yeah, so we were across the street, and sixth grade, I had Miss Zorro's, and Mr. Braun was the other. And so you think of a church. Oh, God. So real quick, here's the entrance. There's this church thing, so this was a big auditorium with seating, like a theater seating. And Mr. Braun was on this side, and Miss Zorro's was on this side. I had Miss Zorro's. He was a young, cool, kind of looked like Mark Spitz. She was young and cool and looked like Cher, like young Cher, pre-Reconstruction Cher. And tall, slender, long black hair and stuff. And the funny thing back then was and so they were like 2 or 3 years out of college and stuff, but you don't think about that when you're in sixth grade. But every afternoon, it is more often than you think. It's like 3 out of 5 days a week, if not more, that we would, in the afternoon, we'd watch a movie. So we saw all those Walt Disney films of the, pollution and Jiminy Cricket and all this. And we're all sitting in here going, isn't it so cool? Mr. Braun and Miss Zorro's are so cool that they let us watch all these movies. And then we're thinking, I mean, not then, but we're thinking later in life, it's just like, they were never there. So, that's pretty funny. That's pretty coy. Be right out of good-looking gal, good-looking dude. Just hey, your first gig is at Wing School as the sixth grade teachers, and you have free reign to do whatever you want to do. Oh, God bless District U46 for them. Anyway, so after Wing School, let's just go, and then, so junior high was still North is North. Larson was right down the street. And when I saw this last night, it was like all this construction going on, so I have no idea. Our colors were green back then, but when I went back, I mean, I haven't been back since mid-70s thing. But when I went back then, and how everything's smaller than it was, that you would remember it? Like, at Wing, oh my God, and I'll have to tell the Felicetti stories, why he hated me. But the gym was in the basement, and I remember that, must not draw drawings, but it looked, I remember it, okay, use existing props. If that was a full-length basketball court, that's what that gym looked like in my head as a little kid. When I went back there to visit for whatever reason years later, I walked in that gym. Not only was I ducking thinking hit my head, it looked like, how could they fit more than 8 kids in here? It's amazing what your perspective does. But that was kind of the thing with junior high. So I went back to Larson one time, and our colors were green, like a forest green. And all the trim work was this muddy brown. And I'm like, well, what's that sending a message to? Oh, and then this is, oh no. Oh, hold on. Okay. Otherwise I'll be skipping all over the place. I'll just call it here. But, here was where we'd catch the school buses. They'd park along here to, take us back to our work camps. So one day we're about to get into it was a half day of school, and we're all out here, and there's this one guy, Neil Dickinson. I don't even know what the pretext is, but he was out here, and that honestly, there were fights back then. Here's the flagpole, and there would be fights out here at least once a week, and I don't think that's youthful exaggeration. And there were just fights out there all the time. Elgin High School had a big riot our senior year, and if I remember, I'll kind of tinge on that. But so we were waiting one afternoon for these buses, and a fight broke out, and this Neil Dickinson, I threw something, and, well, I don't know. I don't know. But Neil Dickinson got hit in the head with a chunk of asphalt, and I got blamed for it. And this guy was like a tornado. He was smaller than me, though. That's the neat thing. But he was a terror. He was like one of those and I shouldn't say that, but I'm just being honest. And he had the glasses that looked like he was a terror. You know, the real thick glasses with the big rims and stuff. And I know there's a kid that looked like him in a movie, kind of like Corey Feldman-ish. Yeah, I'll go with Corey Feldman. And not his politics or what he's doing. But the guy kind of looked like a miniature Corey Feldman. Imagine that. Genetically impossible fact. And he tore after me, and we got in a fight. Call that a Monday. Tuesday, we got in a fight. Wednesday, we got in a fight. And I'm peeking out on my excitement. We got in a fight 3 days in a row and got hauled down to the principal's office, and fell Setties at this point. And I either get taken out of school, but Miles does one of these rare things, takes me out of school on that Friday. And I don't know if I got kicked out and Falsetti called my fault because he knew my mother really well. Anyway, I was kept out of school, and my father took off work, and we just drove somewhere, and he was one of those who said, you know, are things all right, and what's going on with school, and why is this guy doing this? And it was weird. It was like when my brother came out to visit me when I had my surgery. It was like, this is so out of the norm for you. What? But, you know, I was too dumb to really catch on like it was a political, something else was going on. It just seemed like a genuine gesture. You know, if it was sincere, oh my gosh, that's what the guy's capable of. Everyone's capable of. But it quelled down. But 3 days in a row I got in a fight with. The thing is, I got on top of him, and I remember wailing on the guy's kidneys, and Tom Ronzone, you talk about Corey Feldman, Tom Ronzone looked like the kid from Bad News Bears, but on steroids. You know, 5 years older than us. Tom Ronzone picks me up, and he's the bully. He's the school bully. He picks me up and says, you better back off. You know, you're going to kill him. That's how much I got into a fight here. I don't know where that came from. And so why this is an exclamation point is guess where Neil Dickinson lives. Spoiler alert. Right there, which is right down the street from me. He's closer than Paul Herman. You just can't make this stuff up. So I've got someone sending my junior high yearbooks, so we'll lock this baby down for sure, and to nail down the cast of characters and see if there's embellishment or not. But that was worth a 2-minute timeout to get that one set up. Anyway, I got to stop just to catch my breath. Okay, I couldn't help myself, but I had the props already set up. So, going back to the wing school story, this was the gymnasium. So they had a door, they had an entrance here, and another door here. Hope this is worth it. Anyway, I didn't want to do a Richard Felicetti, but this is kind of Felicetti. Everyone has, I mean, you go through and you've got your nemesises in life, and, you know, you deserve them. Their life was good until you came along, but, so, you know those little roller things that little kids, you run on, and they've got, I should, you know, if this would have been really me digging into this, I'd put the little handle or the hole for you carry it with, and then the rollers, but you run and then you jump on them. So this is me. I'm running and playing in gym class, and this is how big it turned out to be. I mean, it was unbelievable how little it was. But anyway, so I go running and jumping, and I go on this one where I go full force, and I go in here, and who comes in the room is Felicetti. This guy I already hated. He got mad at me one time where, this is weird, I don't remember if I threw the fish stick or if I got blamed for it. Don't get me wrong, I would have thrown the fish stick, but to get caught, I would get caught if someone else did it. Or, I mean, I would get blamed if someone else did it. So I can't remember if I started this fish food stick fight or not. This was back in the 60s when no meat on Friday, thank you Catholicism, and, you know. So we had these frozen fish sticks, and this big food fight broke out, and I got blamed for it. I don't think I did it, but I would have been. Anyway, so I went telling, so Felicetti kind of didn't like me for a lot of other reasons too, but, well, anyway. So I go in and I go barreling into his shins. And, I mean, cracked him good. And that, I don't remember what happened afterwards, but I remember that event, and that was the precipitous to our little love affair through grade school and junior high and high school, but to be another day. Let's just get back. Man, like they say, if I had $1 every time I had to go change something. Okay, let's just fast forward to then Elgin High School. I'm thinking about this. This is like my garage sale of life. It's like I'm just going to put everything out there, and, you know, people can drive by and kind of look in the yard and go, nah, let's go to the next yard sale. Let's go see the next display of voyeurism. So I'm just going to put it out there. Anyway, so here's Elgin High School. Actually, my brother, he was a year older, and he was the first graduating class of this, because the original high school was downtown. And so this was brand new back then, brand new facility, swimming pool, and that was pretty wild. And here's where I won in tennis, that even though I couldn't take gym in the gym class. And there's tennis courts, and then the football field. I don't remember. Those might be new. Here's where driver's ed was. And then football games. And good friend of ours. Oh, no. I know. Danny Larson. Danny Larson won Homecoming King. And he was just like, I mean, he was the cool guy. And he was John Cool. But he wasn't he was popular, but not when you consider the popular kids. He was just a great guy, and he won Homecoming King. And so we got all excited, and Cyril had this old Blazer, this maroon Blazer, no, black. It was black Blazer with maroon interior. And we take the top off and he had the roll bar. Oh my God, that thing weird. Oh, it is, I'll say this. If you don't think you have someone looking over you in high school and junior high or college the way we did, oh, good Lord, we should have been dead 1,000 times over. I'm not kidding. So he won Homecoming King, and we go in front of the stands, and I'm in the back. Oh, no. I'm in the Blazer, and they're in the float. Danny and I don't remember who won it with him. And they're in the cart behind us. And Cyril's got his Blazer, and it's got the Krager, it's got Krager wheels, but wasn't the Hearst Thrush side pipes and stuff, and boom, boom, and going through here. And so we get by, and he gets about down here, and it's like home stretch. So he guns it, and everyone wipes out in the Blazer and in the homecoming float and everything blows by the visitor side, and then we're just like, wait a minute, we did some destruction back there. So. Oh, God. The thing is, I don't remember what happened next, but, oh, that was bad. I just remember he got around here. Well, not in front of the hometown. I'm spitting all over the place. But, okay, going back to and then the parking lot. This is where... Okay, I haven't talked about Rich, but I'll get to Rich gets his own little segment. But this is how destructive we were. As an example, I'll tell you the most ultimate destructive, which, oh, good grief. So they had just slicked this over with new asphalt one time. And Tim James and I and Rich and Craig was there, and I'll show you Craig in a second. But all these guys were, we went here for some reason, we were there late at night. They had just put on new asphalt on here, so there's that glaze of film on the surface. And we were over here this is where I usually parked. Here's the front. And, I came out sometimes, my Volkswagen was on top of snowbanks and stuff. That was when I had the Super Sunbug, not the Super Sport Beetle. No, this was the Super Sport Beetle, 73 Super Sport Beetle. In Houston, that was the Super Sunbug. Because there's a big difference. One's yellow and one's gold. Anyway, so we're horsing around, sliding all over here. Tim's got a silver, what were those? Like a Sunbird? Not the Trans Am. What's the... And Rich is hanging off the roof, death gripping the open sunroof, holding on. We start spinning around here, and we work our way over here. Rich is still on top. We get over here, we're spinning around, and on one of these turns, I'm in the back seat, Tim's in the front, passenger's empty, and all of a sudden I see Rich's hips out my window, or out the back window, and he's running on the side trying to keep up, taking this gate that's about 12 feet steps, trying to keep up, and all of a sudden, boom, Rich is out of sight. And we come back around, and Rich is down there. Oh, jeez. Howard still made it. Oh, my God. Anyway. So this is the parking lot, and then all the heads, called them heads back then. I don't know what they call the guys that just smoked out in front of the school. They worked here. Oh, and then So when I senior year, this is before the accident, which I'm going to get to kind of tone this down. Like the first week of high school senior year, I get all giddy because I didn't get my driver's license until between my junior and senior year. I was young for my age. Not young for my age, I was young for the class and stuff. And so I was all giddy. I had this Volkswagen Super Sport Bug. And I'm leaving school all jacked up because we're seniors. We're going to McDonald's and there's a teacher in the road, and I hop the curb and go around, and apparently that's frowned upon. So that was like suspension number 3 threat. Actually, first day of school was my official got kicked out of school was, all the lockers are in the basements of, I don't know if they had a second floor, and the year before, the class had this goofy group with the quote unquote popular kids, but they're more like the theater group popular kids. Kind of do an intersection of 2 curves to show where that is. You got the theater guys, and then you got the cool guys, and then you got popular, and then there's a little bit of intersection. Okay, I just had to do it because it sets up the story a little better. So there's this group called RIA, and they were called Rowdies in Action, and there were probably 20, 25 of them. I mean, Patty, my brother's wife, who was his girlfriend in high school, and I think she was one, and just all. So these RIA were kind of like these fringe groups. They just kind of touched there's some theater guys that were kind of cool, and then they're like the ones that think they are, but they're not, and they're in this group. So, RIA was by no means one or the other. They had this weird persona of everything. So anyway, going back, someone approached a couple guys that we hung around with, and they said, "Do you want to carry on the tradition?" Because they had graduated. But, you got those lingerers that just want to relive their legacy. And so they tried to recruit guys to do this RIA thing, which was so gay when gay was cool to say gay. Because it was so gay. And the guys that got approached that we ran around with, they just said, "No, we'll just, we'll do our own thing. You guys can create your legend. We're fine." And then Craig, my close friend, and Rich, they got approached too. And they go, "No, we don't like that rowdy in action, so we're going to go with AIA." And it's just like, well, you can make up whatever acronym you want. Alcoholics, a whole bunch of different things, okay? So anyway, Craig and Rich, what they do is, all these people decide, do you want to be part of AIA? What's AIA? We don't know yet, but we just, do you want to be a part of it? Oh, okay. That's how Mooney's set up, or that's how these religious go. Do you want to sign up? Well, what are you guys about? I don't know. Just sign up. Okay. So we go back to first day of class. Rich didn't do it. Craig, Sandy Moy, and I don't remember who else. They get spray paint and stencils and stencil on the cover of all these lockers, at least 20 or 25 lockers around school for AIA. That was probably the first example of tagging that went on. So there are all these spray paint on new brand 1-year-old lockers. And I guess that kind of frustrates a few administrators. So call that a month, Labor Day weekend, we go back, and then Tuesday, so it'd be Tuesday, we get, say Wednesday, Wednesday we get all the, nothing happens. Thursday, we get this, come down to the principal's office, goes to the principal's office, and this goes on for 20 lockers. Gee, I wonder what that's all about. So we go down there, and so who did it? I don't. Craig would never admit to it. So we all got kicked out. We officially got kicked out on that Friday of our first week of school, senior year, for spray painting on our lockers, AIA, which, apply as needed. But anyway, and then the reason I wanted to set this one up was that the only other prank that I literally was not, if you can cry like a little schoolgirl without doing it or showing it, but on the inside cry like a little schoolgirl, that's how scared I was. Rich would beg to differ, but he's not here to obfuscate the facts. So in April senior, and this is after a traumatic year, and that's what I want to get to. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll go for the early buzzkill. So it was highs, lows, highs, lows, highs, lows, high, lows. And there's a good analogy. I don't even have to shut it off. I did this last night when I got all excited that there's project in San Francisco and San Andreas pipeline. This will be a metaphor of the ups and downs that senior year was. I mean, holy smoke, our senior year, geez, you go in, you get kicked out, you think things are good, boom, and then you get back, boom again, and then you crawl back. And it's just weird it worked out that way. And so this boom for me was a week. Well, I talked about Laura and that we had met over the summer at pool parties and high school beer pool parties and stuff. And we got to know each other. This is the way I remember it, is that I thought we got to know each other and we were doing, I don't want to sound like we were boyfriend, girlfriend because that's way presumptuous, but we obviously liked each other. And I finally did ask her out. I had a party at my house senior year that we actually had a keg at our house. And Laura came to that the week before she had the accident. But okay, so 2 weeks before the bad thing happened, I asked her, I finally had enough gumption and I asked her out, and we went to a movie at Woodfield Mall. At the movie theaters. But I remember the movie theaters being over here or something. But we'll just call it where they are now. And Woodfield Mall is over. See, that's why this does not look right. But I gotta say it because it's the movie theater. Here's Woodfield Mall. My first job was at Sears Catalog, right here. Maybe the movie was there. We went to go see You Light Up My Life. And if there could be any other movie that grinds down to your bone of something that's going to be a haunting memory for the rest of your existence, is to be the theme song from that? Oh, so we went and saw You Light Up My Life. And we went over to the parking lot here, and I taught her how to, the game plan was to teach her how to drive. she didn't learn, or she had a crappy teacher, to say the least. And we're buzzing around here, and I'm on cloud nine, and so that was our date. I don't even remember if we went out to dinner. It would be unlike me to, because all the people I didn't date, that's what I didn't do. But no, I don't know. It just seems weird that I only remember a movie but nothing else, because it would never be in my core to say, hey, let's go see a movie, I'll pick you up, and then we'll go straight there. We had to have gone to Pizza Cottage or something, and I'll get to that in a second. In fact, I bet you that's what we did. Anyway, so yeah, we was... Where am I going? Pizza Cottage was down... Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, so yeah, Pizza Cottage was in Roselle. I was thinking, why is it down there? So here's the triangle of high school. So you had work and the thing, and then, so yeah, we would have gone to Pizza Cottage 100%, because she lived in Hoffman Estates. That's exactly what happened. So she lived in Hoffman Estates, and Hoffman Estates is there. Okay, so it's a little bit off. Oh yeah, because it's Streamwood. Oh, jeez. Anyway, so yeah, we would have gone there, then the movie, and then back to her place. So yeah, that was 100% me for the next 20 years, how I did my first date. Anyway, so we do that, and it was fun. It was just friends, but we showed interest. I'll leave it at that. Nothing. It was G. It was G. We'll call it PG just because I don't want anyone to think, oh, you just... No, I don't think we kissed. I'll just say it. I would have remembered that, and I don't remember that. But even if I did remember it, I doubt if I'd say it. But then anyway. But we liked each other. And then, all right, well, change the tone. Just hold on. So let me finish up the party at Stay Skulls. So we have this party, and I'm out here in the boondocks. Oh, the closest other, I forgot about Ron Schneider. Oh my God. Ron Schneider was cool above cool, because he was, but then when he got his first car, what does he get? A 67 Goat. A GTO white, a white 67 GTO. You can't really embellish that anymore. But he beefed it up, put chrome this and that, mags and stuff. And how cool does a cool guy need until he gets another? I mean, it's just like overload. But anyway, and then he would be one of the 3 or 4 guys that always had to pick me up because I didn't have my driver's license yet. And then it got taken away, but that's another story. So I'm out in the boondocks. I'm on the fringe of learning to know what to do, to think I know how to act right around the people that are cool. So that's where I'm on that fringe. There weren't a whole lot of other of us out there, but and so I have this keg party on Friday night. It was my birthday weekend, and my parents were fine with it. And we have a bonfire in the driveway. Whoa, I don't want to do all that. But this is the driveway, and we have a big bonfire there. Here's the house. But my mother said, here the slope of the family room went down, so you had to hunch over to get access to these windows. But I could see these shutters open and close the whole night as she's watching to see what's going on in the party. But there were probably, throughout the night, probably 30 people showed up, but at one point, maybe 10 to 15. And, but it's one of those where the party didn't kick off. It could have gone over, but, when people, and then people couldn't drive. I think they had to park out along the street. I don't remember. No, they did have to park. Oh, yeah. They did have to park out on the street. So all the cars that came to the party had to go out here, then lug up this 3/4 mile, or not 3/4, about half, 10 minutes, whatever, 10 minutes to walk up this stupid thing. So it's like, I wonder if this party at Statesville is any good. I don't know. Well, there's some cars here. Ron's here. He's cool. I'd pay Ron $50 if I could. And just park your car here for the night. I'll buy you gas for a year. And so it'd be one of those where probably people walked up, and let's see who's here. Oh, yeah, well, so-and-so's here. Let's just stick around. Oh, hey, you know what? Cindy Losey's having a party, too. So let's... but if everyone came at the same time, man, this could have been... I wasn't unpopular. I just wasn't popular. And so... Anyway, the course of the night, and then Laura was there, and Rich was there, and Craig was there, and they're like, hoo-hoo, because Laura, and I really wanted to break the ice and say, I really like you, and and honestly, this is the last memory I have of her, was at the end of the night, I walked her along here, and she was parked somewhere down here, and we said goodnight, and holding her hand and all that stuff, and goodnight. And now it's going to go sad, but it'll turn around a little bit. Just give it a few. Oh, you know what? I gotta stop. I'm at my break time. I didn't plan this. It's just the way life works out. I'll be right back. Maybe. Well, not maybe, but I'm getting hoarse laughing so much. This will tone it down. All right, I'll be right back.